Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Los Al TV Game of the Week. Tonight, it's Sunset League Volleyball between the Los Alamitos Griffins and the Edison Chargers. Hi, I'm Larry Strother. I'll be doing the game tonight with Chris Comer doing the color for us. With us tonight, joining us, Dave Huber of the Griffins, who are 19-3 coming into this match, Dave?
19-3, correct.
All right, so good season so far. You guys won the Sunset League Championship last year. You tied Edison. That guy's kind of propelled you, though. That last season loss kind of propelled you in the CIF Championship.
That late season loss last year definitely gave us a little gut check, kind of put the girls back on track and gave them what they needed to finish out the season with a CIF championship.
You lost a lot of players, but you had a lot of strength coming back. Tell us about the season so far.
I mean, we've been successful and kind of found a lot of different ways to win. You know, we're still working out some consistency things, but when we play with energy and a little bit of discipline, we can be pretty good.
Yeah, Crissy Johnson, one of the top middle blockers in America. She played with the junior national team.
She's a stud. I mean, she's unstoppable if she wants to be, so we'll get her the ball as much as possible.
And getting the ball to her, Justine Wong-Arantes, one of the top setters.
4-year varsity starter, one of the smartest kids on the court, so we're lucky to have them both.
What's the key for you tonight?
Just that discipline and energy. If we can do those two things, we'll be all right.
All right, Dave. Well, thanks a lot for joining us first here. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Chris Comer, former coach at Los Alamitos. You're there here in 2002 when they won their first CIF championship, and first CIF championship in this run, which has been really good. So, how you been doing?
Good. Real excited to be back in the new gym. Can't believe the crowd that has gathered here tonight for a league game. I can recall in 2001 when we had about 10 people in the stands, and now it's grown to student section and people with T-shirts. It's a great deal to come back here.
I know you were talking earlier with Trent Jackson, the coach of Edison. What was he having to say about his team?
We said they're real young, they're real inexperienced. They're basically the JV team from last year. They graduated in 19 years. They're missing their big outside hitter who graduated to go play in Washington, Casey Strickland. Their big middle blocker this year is number 18, Carly Kaplan, and another. Let's see, the junior opposite, Raina Walker, is also supposed to be a stud hitter. So those are the two players, the two keys that Los Al is going to have to set up their block around.
All right, we'll be back. We'll have the start of the game in just a minute. When we come back, the Los Al TV Game of the Week, Los Alamitos versus Edison Chargers, right after this.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
And welcome back to Make a Date. And Stacy, your next question, please.
Bachelor number 1, as my financial advisor, how would you advise me to structure my investment portfolio?
Bearing in mind my cautious nature, I would say invest in government bonds, money markets, and CD accounts.
Bachelor number 2,
Baby, you got to be in the game if you want to make some money. I'd say at your age to invest fully in high-yield stocks, and that's no bull.
and bachelor number 3.
Well, actually, diversifying your investments is always a good idea. It will make your overall portfolio more balanced, and it can minimize your risks.
Okay, there you go. Now it's time for you to make a date. Who's it going to be? Bachelor number 1, Bachelor number 2, or Bachelor number 3?
It's got to be bachelor number 3.
Bachelor number 3!
Remember to make a date today to diversify your portfolio and choose to save.
His assistant coaches, Matt Skolnick and Mike D'Alessandro. Starting, number 9, Katie Lespier. Number 15, Whitney Hurst. Number 21, Carly Wesker. Number 26, Allie Wesker. Number 45, Rena Walker. Number 18, Captain Carly Kaplan. And number 19, Captain Taylor And now let's meet the entire Los Al-Edison outside hitter number 1, Crissy outside hitter number 15, Jasmine Hogan. Libero number 18, Whitney Casas. Opposite hitter number 19, Lindsay Darno. Let's meet the starters. Middle blocker number 2, Ella Johnson. Geneva Crossley. Outside hitter number 7, Maddie May. Outside hitter number 9, Annie Gale. Middle blocker number 17, Crissy Jones. And setter, captain number 4, Justine Wong. The head coach for the Griffins is Coach
Starting lineup for Los Alamitos. Taking on the Edison Chargers tonight. The Griffins bring a 19-3 record into this. Edison is 7-10. All right, Chris, like you're saying, that's a little different crowd than you're used to here at Los Alamitos back in your days.
Yeah, they're pretty animated. Back to the Edison group when they're announcing their names, and then getting into it with the Los Al introductions.
Yeah, the Orange County Register called us the toughest place to play, with good reason. Anyway, should be a good game. Should be a good game tonight, and I don't know, I'm looking forward to a lot of action, because Edison always plays Los Alamitos tough.
You know, the scary thing there is they're a very young group. You don't know what to expect, so scouting and watching them play, you really don't know what to expect.
Dave Huber says for them, the key is always passing, consistency there. All right, we're getting ready to have the national anthem done by Ian Burgos. Ian Burgos. Very very spirited version of the national anthem. Saxophone solo there. All right, now Chris, you also played at Los Alamitos, going back to the mid-90s on the boys' side.
Played at Los Al when we were 0-10, my junior and senior year, because we just entered the Sunset League and we didn't know what to expect, and we had probably about 3 people in the stands. So seeing this is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it was like that also on the girls' side when they, I know that they won championships in the Empire League. Come over to the Sunset League, which is obviously a lot bigger schools, a lot more competition, especially because of the beach schools. And they had some rough years until about 2001, 2002.
Yeah, I can recall when the girls' team would beg people to come out and try out for Frost Off, for JV, and even for varsity.
And now it's one of the hottest tickets at Los Alamitos, the student crowd there. Very, very animated, and it's a good advantage. What the players have always said, it's worth a couple of points a game. All right, Los Alamitos, starting lineup, going to have Annie Hale. She'll be playing on the right side. Geneva Crossley will also be playing on the right side. Crissy Johnson in the middle. Courtney Crosby there. Number 3, the libero. Maddie May is in right now, and Justine Wong-Arantes is at the back, and will be getting the first serve for Los Alamitos.
So what Los Al needs. Good crowd, good energy. Make this young Edison team feel a little nervous. This is a playoff atmosphere right now.
Always is here. The last couple of years. Been intense. Wong-Arantes.
Good quick hit.
First point to number 21, Carly Wester.
Edison gets the middles going. This could be a tough match for Los Al.
Katie Lespier. Played club ball for T Street. Crissy Johnson.
Little off-speed shot.
Didn't quite get her power into that one. A little hot here today. We had the formal ribbon cutting of the new refurbished gym. Very hot ceremony. Let's see how the players handle the heat.
Raina Walker off the block.
Confusion in the backcourt between Wong-Arantes and Annie Hale. Annie Hale is a transfer from Redondo Union High School. Dad moved over, took a job at the hospital. Across to Maddie May. Maddie May, daughter of the former basketball coach here at Los Alamitos, longtime Griffin coach Russ May. Maddie delivers with a good cross shot.
Man, Larry, is there anyone you don't know from Los Al?
No, I just got to make it look good.
Crissy Jones, serving.
Wong with a jump set. Crossley with a safe hit. Crossley, who is sometimes a setter for her club team. Sending it across. Maddie May mistimed it.
That was a little tight. It's a tough play to get to. You got to get to the net. You got to jump straight up and down. Try and reach for it with your arm. Tough set to get to.
Edison with a 3-2 lead right now. Back to serve, number 45. 5'10" opposite, Raina Walker. Gets it through the side net, but no points for that. Christine Smoody in to serve right now. Defensive specialist, senior. It's long. Point Los Al.
Back to serve for the Griffins.
Moody again to Katie Lespier. The pass. Maddie May gets her hands on that one. Annie Hale is long. Johnson. Griffins using a lot of slides this year. Is that a tough one to convert?
That's very tough. Everything's got to work perfect. You got the pass, you've got the set, and then you have to worry about jumping off one foot.
Couple tips and finally goes down for number 18, Carly Kaplan. 6-0 middle blocker. Senior Los Al finds itself behind 6-4.
Did you say 6-7 middle blocker?
6-0.
I was going to say. Doesn't look 6-7.
I could have said it. Who knows what my mouth says? I wasn't thinking it. Maddie May off the block.
Hit.
Riley Hunt with the serve. Annie Hale down the line. Spear over. Moody saves it.
That's what you want to do. You got a shorter setter on the Edison side. Take advantage of that. Hit line.
Double hit off the center. I could do without a pass or off the set.
That was off the set.
Over to Katie Lespear.
Great cover.
Courtney Crosby with the cover there. Another one. Saves it again. Ella Johnson kept it alive. Annie Hale couldn't keep it in bounds. 7-7 right now. Back to serve for Edison right now, number 18, Carly Kaplan. The 6-0, who I might have said 6-7, middle blocker. Third hit off the block for Hale.
Courtney Crosby serving for the Griffins.
She's playing the outside hitter position today because Christina Maeda, who was the starting senior there, broke her finger. Out for a while. A little lack of communication right there between the Griffins. Crosby and Hale each thought the other was going to get it there.
Well, this is where you're going to see Los Al settle down. You've got Crissy Johnson in the front row now. Probably going to go to her. And plus you have a big block in the middle.
Riley Hunt, pass. Moody kept it alive. She hits it over. Moody again. Free ball. A little confusion there. Griffins have it. Shall we go to the middle? Nope. To Hale.
What a swing.
Howard on the line.
Toughest thing to do in high school volleyball is hit line consistently.
Why is that?
You have to time the set, you got to jump, you got to contort your body, turn your shoulder, snap your wrist, and hope it goes in.
Crosby handles a hard hit from Walker. Hale again off the block of Katie Lespear. Griffins opening up some space here, 10-8. Number 3, Angelina Freiberger coming in for number 21, Carly Webster. Riley Hunt, who has one of the toughest serves to handle on the Los Al team.
I understand she just got back from Nebraska on her official visit.
Did she really? I said Riley Hunt. Justine Wong-Arantes, the one doing the serve. She played on the U.S. team that was entered in the beach volleyball tournament. Played in Croatia. Did that over the summer. I know she would like to go to Hawaii at first, but she's been entertaining some other offers now. Andy Hale, called for the violation. Crissy Jones. Familiar sight around here for the last couple of years. She's been playing on the team as a freshman, doing that exact same thing. Long by Taylor Dennison. Shakvia Clark in for Dennison. Los Al leading 13-10. To Walker.
Right between the blockers. Great angle shot.
With some authority on that one. Maddie May. Walker again.
It was actually a better block by Los Al. That's where you wanted to hit.
Amy Hale. Trouble with the pass there. And Edison has tied it up.
So you got to do, Edison goes on a little run, you got to go to your go-to hitter, Crissy Jones.
Only a junior, still has another year after this.
Crissy Jones serving.
Being recruited by all the top schools.
Net violation on the Chargers.
Whitney Hurst lightly backed into the net.
Crissy Jones serving.
Now the club level, that wouldn't be a violation, right? After this last year, you can hit the bottom ribbon. That's, you still can't hit the ribbon in high school.
High school is typically 2 years behind club rules. Club is typically 2 years behind international rules. When I was coaching here in 2002, they didn't even have a libero.
Were they still doing rally points at that point?
Still doing rally. Rally entered in 2000, I believe.
Geneva Crossley off the net. Into the middle.
Carly Kaplan, that's their go-to middle. Trent Jackson, the Edison coach, told me their passing's there, they're going to get her the ball as much as possible.
Slightly long. liking what he sees right now, wants to discuss it.
It looks like Edison's trying to serve Annie Hill. Once she calms down, I'm sure the passes will get there and Los Al will be okay.
Annie Hale missed a lot of the early part of the season. Injured hip flexor. Played the first game, injured it there. Missed the guard tournament and missed some other things. Part of the tournament in Las Vegas and stuff like that. Maybe we have a chance here to take a look at the Sunset League standings. We just started, really. Only have one game so far, but there you see Los Alamitos. Newport Harbor beat Edison. They swept them. Newport Harbor, and there's Huntington Beach, 1-0. Huntington Beach should be, they have thoughts on the Sunset League title as well. Made the playoffs last year. They're 9-6 overall. (17-15). Edison's leading right now. Cross to Maddie May. There's a block, but it's going to go out of bounds. Christina Smoody. Crosby can barely get a hand on it. It goes out of bounds, and Edison goes back on top, 18-17.
Pretty good angle hit.
And the score is 18-17 on the board. We have it 18-16. I'm not quite sure. Maddie May gets the point. Net violation anyway.
Net violation, point, Griffins. Back to serve.
Taylor Dennison is back in for Edison. Riley Hunt ready to serve. Junior defensive specialist.
Nice serve.
It's there.
Right on the line.
The Edison JV referee there was debating the lines call, but got it right, it looks like. 18-18 is the score. (19-18) Los Alamitos. Trent Jackson with a timeout. What do you think he saw there, besides the fact they're giving him some points?
Well, you saw Kaplan got a little in front of the ball, got under her wrist, had a little backspin to it. That's why it went deep. He's just trying to calm his team down.
Girls volleyball. Dinner is served.
We're back. Riley Hunt. Getting ready to serve. Griffins up 19-18 here. First saves it. Dennison over. Long Guantes over to Hale. Whoa, nice save there. And number 27, that was Brooke Donnelly. And the slide. Los Al handles it. Over to Hale. Dennison lets it go last second. Decided to let it go and made the right decision.
Gotta watch out, Edison. They don't know where they're at right now. They're so inexperienced. They could pull off the upset here in game one.
They've done it before to Los Al. Riley Hunt, good play. Cato with spear, off the block, Coulter. Edison up, 20-19. Freiberger comes out, and Carly Western back in the game. Hale with a good block. And Los Al has Crissy Jones back in the game. Good rotation for Los Al now.
Last 5 points. Great time to have her in.
Courtney Crosby. Soft serve. Edison linesman called the tip. The upper referee overruled her.
We call it a touch in volleyball, Larry.
Pardon?
We call it a touch, not a tip.
All right. Serves me right for doing this with somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. Okay.
Ooh. Double call on the sub.
22-20. Crosby looking to make it 3 straight. Set across the left here. Lets up on it and drops it in front.
Back to serve.
People really don't like the off-speed shot because it's not that hard-driven ball, but if it goes down, it's still a kill.
Andy Hale is blocked at the net by Raina Walker. And Edison finds itself right back in it, tied 22-22. Carrie Doran's coming in to serve.
Serve and set.
Serve and set.
Wow.
Trent Jackson looks like a genius right now. My guess is Dave Huber is not a happy camper right now at this moment.
Like you said in the beginning, it's passing. Ball control. You have that, you can run the middle, you can run the middle. Got Crissy Jones there, waiting for the ball.
It is amazing how many avenues it opens up. That good pass. The blockers don't know where your options are, and they have to stay put, and you get one-on-ones, a lot of different people.
A lot of guessing goes on, especially in the front row.
Carrie Doran, can she score another point? Spooty. Sets across to Crissy Jones, the outside hit.
Smart play. Keep Crissy on the outside. The passing's not there. It's easier to set the outside. She's out there and she puts it away.
One of the options I thought with Christine Maeda getting injured, one of the options I thought might happen is then move Jones to the outside because the Griffins are really deep in the middle this year, especially. Jones with the block, but it's out of bounds. Edison, game point.
Interesting to see if Jones stays on the outside or tries to run it quick.
Jaquia Clark comes into the front row. The opposite, a 5'8" opposite, can also set the ball. Taylor Dennison. One out. Katie LeSpear. Game point.
Looks like Jones is going to stay on the outside. What a hit. She hits the ball so high over the net.
Just the way her arm is like so flexible. It's up there and it's just like such a whip from the elbow down.
Well, that and she has great timing with her jump.
24-24. Exciting first game.
Walker.
Walker hit it right into the block of Maddie May and Crissy Jones and hard enough that fell in front of him. Maddie May's got to really make sure she extends her arms to the net when she's up against Walker.
good news, Los Al got the block. They're staying alive in the game. Bad news, Jones is now in the back row and serving.
Crissy Jones serving.
Is actually a pretty good server, and she can handle the ball back there too. She's a good passer.
You're right, but you definitely want her in the front row.
Oh, you want it for sure. Will they give her the back row attack from Madame? That's what I'm curious to see.
What a
Ella Johnson and Geneva Crossley.
Ella Johnson, Geneva Crossley with the ball.
This is where experience plays a big role. These close, tight games. Los Al has experience. Edison, a little bit of a younger team.
A Charger timeout.
Momentum going back and forth here in this game.
So what a match. What a game for the crowd. I'm still in shock about this crowd.
Oh, this is not a big one.
I know.
When's the last time you were here in the gym?
Oh, boy.
2002. Your last big game, you did a little bit of the season, but your last big game was that CIF state playoff between Los Alamitos and Wilson?
State semifinals against Wilson, our third time playing them. All 3 times we went to 5 games. Ended up losing in 5.
Wilson was led by Cynthia Barboza that year. Later went to Stanford. The Griffins had Jamie Garbish.
Tara Ewell. You get Ashley Trudis, who went off to Notre Dame to set.
That's right. Katie
Carlson.
Katie Carlson went to Hawaii. Across to Dennison. Off the block. Point Edison. We're still tied.
Taylor Dennison, Bill, Chargers. Brooke Donovan serving.
26-26. The Griffin crowd's getting into it. Hard to hear ourselves in here. Geneva Crossley delivers from the opposite position.
Tough to block a lefty.
She's filling in for where Jalen Villanueva was last year. Jalen, another lefty, a setter who also played the outside, now playing at UCSB, UC Santa Barbara.
What a great school.
Well, you're a little biased there, former Gaucho volleyball player. Smoody with a soft one. Hurst back. Smoody saves it. Free ball. That might drop. Hurst, good play to kick it over. Johnson wide. Brent Jackson very animated with his team. Knows they got away with one there. Maddie May. The spear, that's going to be over. Could be a tough one. Hurst keeps it alive with the joust. The spear. Hale a little long.
We could be here all night the way this game is going.
Taylor Dennison, serving game 1.
Maddie May. Good dig by Raina Walker going across to the game winner. Yes. No. Good block by Los Al's.
Gotta get it to the middle.
Hale kept it alive, but it falls to the floor. Edison wins game 1, 29-27.
Chargers with game 1 in the best of 5. The Griffin Diner is serving.
Chargers bring some firepower to this game. Some good hitters up there with Raina Walker, Kaplan up front, Kata Spear. Griffin's going to have their handful.
Yeah, ball control played a big part of that match. Los Al blockers were on their toes, trying to anticipate where the ball is going to be set. It's tough when the pass is there.
All right, we got a few minutes here. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Los Alamitos versus Edison. Los Al TV. Game of the week.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
If I could reach the stars, pour one down for you, shine it on your heart, so you could see the truth, that I could change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. If I could, I'd change the world. If I could, I'd change the world.
All right, we're back here at Los Al-Edison Gymnasium. The Griffins just dropped game number 1 here in their match with Edison. This is the Los Al TV Game of the Week. I want to also thank a couple more of our sponsors who make this broadcast possible. Randy Hill. Randy Hill Real Estate. And proud sponsor of Los Al-Edison High School Sports and Activities, former Booster Club president and longtime resident of the Highlands. And also Mark Cole, CI Solutions, another former Los Al graduate, class of 78, played football. All right, Chris, what do the Griffins got to do? What do you think?
Ball control.
Ball control, the passing.
Ball control, control the passing, control the offense, dictate what Edison has to do.
It's amazing how it always comes down to ball control in volleyball.
Yeah, it's just the simple things.
Passing is everything, except for the set, which is everything, except for the hit, which is except for defense.
The crowds like the hit.
Yeah.
Can't have the big hit without the boring toss.
Los Alamitos looks like it's going to start the same lineup. Geneva Crossley, Courtney Crosby, Maddie May, Annie Hale, Crissy Jones, and Justine Wangarantas. Edison's going to have first serve this time, and it's going to be the setter, Whitney Hurst. Go to your bread and butter right away there. Crissy Jones. Justine Wangarantas. Geneva Crossley. Jones keeps alive. Raina Walker. She delivers again. Very impressive junior.
I think that's what Trent Jackson's banking on for next year.
I think we'll be banking on it a lot more this year, the way she's playing tonight. That gives Edison 2 real strong weapons. At least 2. Andy Hale between the block. Bree Casas seeing action first time tonight. Gets her hands on it, but it goes out of bounds. Point for Edison. Three to 2.
What a set.
Crossley called for a double hit. Soft set. Back set to Crossley down the line. Five to 2. Little confusion back there. Griffins bailed out with a net violation. Looks like it was called on Raina Walker. Crissy Jones. Good save there by Justine Wong-Arantes. Maddie May tips it down. Collides with Ella Johnson. All is forgiven. Then they get the point. 4 to 5. Los Alamitos finds itself 1 point down right now. A lips called against Maddie May. Made a good recovery there, but
part of that confusion, Edison ran a slide with the front 2. They went to walk her on the front 2, and she slipped it right through the Los Al block.
Good block there by Crossley. And it falls. Doesn't look like the Los Al passers are getting the ball up much. Justin Wong-Arantes seems to have having to run a lot for her sets.
She's in shape. She plays on the beach, and it definitely shows. She doesn't even look like she's breaking a sweat right now.
But it makes it a tough pass.
Yes.
Christine Smoody with the serve. Free ball. Ella Johnson. Kept alive though. Courtney Johnson hits the pipe. Costas plays it. Free ball back across. She's going to be short. Seven to 5.
For Los Al, that's where your outsides have got to hit. That is some setter's front row. She's a little bit shorter. Take advantage of that. Swing line.
Riley Hunt back to serve for the Griffins.
Hunt gets it up. Wong-Arantes over to Annie Hill. Off the block.
Swinging line again.
Carly Kaplan found a seam right there. Eight to 7. Edison already up 1-0. 9-7. Moody sends it back. Keeps it alive again. Annie Hale. Rolls it down the net. Dave Huber trying to shake things up, sends Jasmine Hogan into the game to replace Annie Hale. Hogan, the 5'9" junior. Great jumper. Goes to it right away, gets results right away.
It's one of the tougher things to do. Come off the bench, get set right away, pretend like you're warmed.
Some coaches don't like to have your player do that, right? Because you just want to get a flow of the game.
Right.
Jones kept that alive.
But I'm looking at the Los Al bench, jeez. A lot of girls.
There's like 18 players. Jasmine Hogan, 2 in a row.
Hitting 1,000 right now. The Edison middles are sticking with Jones.
And it's going to leave it wide open for the outside.
Leaves a one-on-one with the Edison setter.
You got to respect Crissy Jones there in the middle, though. Hurst gets the dump. Courtney Crosby almost got to it. Couldn't quite get it over the net. So Hurst is now serving. 11-9. Smoody up high.
There you go.
Quite often when you see that overpass, that ball ends up going straight down on a bounce.
Especially when Jones is there in the middle.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be the player having to get that ball off that overpass.
Just protect your face.
Justine Wong-Rontes serving for the Griffins.
What was your last up? 13 for 8. They switched girls on us.
$11-10 the score, Justine Wong-Rontes. That was not a good call, I don't think. That was a call against Savannah Neiman.
Crowd doesn't think it's a good call.
So Dave Huber has put Savannah Neiman into the middle, and he's got Crissy running outside. Or he's got Savannah outside. So he's got 2 middle blockers in the game right now.
Jones on that last rotation was going opposite, so she was in on the right side.
One of those things.
Be interesting to see what happens here. Looks like Jones is going back for a 4.
To me, they're all outside. They're outside left, outside right, opposite. What is this stuff?
It's tough to figure out, Larry. Took me a while.
I'm a one-man rotation error, just myself. So. Los Alamitos down 13-11. Casas keeps it alive. Jones with the bump. Free ball. Maddie May called for the net violation. Dave Huber wants the timeout.
Timeout is called by the Griffins.
Ball control still an issue for Los Al. I'm just impressed about how many options they have. They have Jones here on the outside, in the middle, on the right side. Is there anything she can't do?
I haven't found it yet. I mean, I've seen her do some nice sets at times. And from the back row, I've seen her make some good plays, defensively. So. All right, here. I'm told we got a little replay of the call. Let's see if I actually know what I'm talking about, which is always a debatable. I don't know. It's like with the camera moved off at right.
Could have been the ball. Could have been the elbow. I have a feeling the refs made the right call.
It was like almost right there. Hard to tell. It's hard to tell because the net's already moving from the ball hitting it from before too.
In club, that one would have been called.
Under the new rules, yeah.
I think the rule is called inadvertent net.
Good block by Dennison. Wongarantis tried to do the unexpected dump there. Normally she's very good at that. Griffins just pressing just a little bit. She is high in the air, isn't she?
She gets high. Tough to stop that.
(16-12). (16-13).
Serving Crissy.
Dennison with the tip. Neiman tries to keep it alive, hits the antenna.
Side out Chargers.
Maddie May. Ella Johnson. Ella Johnson.
Killed by Ella Johnson. Back to serve, Christine Smoody.
Dave Huber having some words with his players. Don't give the free ball. Hit it hard, at least.
Boy, this Edison team, they sure came ready to play.
(19-14). Ella Johnson. That's it down. Gonna be overpass. Fans trying to get Los Al back into it. Courtney Crosby with the set. Maddie May with the point off the block.
It's a tough ball to hit. Middle back, the set comes.
You got to really torque your back to get into that one, don't you?
You have to open your body up, time the ball, then try and get a kill.
Riley Hunt. Jasmine Hogan. Ella Johnson down. Edison keeps it alive. Katie Luspear. Wongarantis over to Jasmine Hogan again. She hits it down, kept alive by Dennison. Edison won't go away here. Good play there.
Katie Luspear. Carly Kaplan serving.
Carly Kaplan, Edison 21-15. Hit the antenna.
Side out goes to Griffins.
5-point deficit for Los Alamitos. Crissy Jones back into the game. Courtney Crosby, tough serve. Katie the Spear hits it right into the block of Crissy Jones. 21-17. She has such good form on her blocks. Her arms are extended over that net.
Great form, takes up a lot of room. Nice and wide, pressing over.
That ball never made it across the net. And the up ref saw that.
I always hated this as a coach. Having the refs talk. Looks like it's going to go Edison's way.
They called it up replay.
Called a replay, and
that one, that's a tough break for Los Al. That ball never made it over the net.
up ref says he saw a touch.
I thought the up ref called it originally a point for Los Al. Good save there by the libero.
Crissy Jones with the kill for the Griffins. Serving.
And libero Allie Webster has been making lots of saves for Edison during this run.
Talk about a tough $100 to make for these refs. You got the crowd on them, you've got the coaches, people are jumping up and down. Then you have to make the right call.
$100, and they do all 3 games here.
It's a little more than 100 here.
Yeah. That's one of the advantages at Los Al. I guess you go to the other schools, you play games simultaneously, JB and Frost off.
You get done a lot earlier.
But you miss all the lovely ambiance of the Los Alamitos High School gym when it's 115 degrees inside.
I wonder if they got paid overtime for that ceremony. Extra half an hour. Los Al's got to make a run here. 18-22 Edison.
They're facing a time element there. They just got it off. Crissy Jones down, gets the point.
Crissy Jones with the kill.
Moody out for Los Alamitos. Savannah Neiman in.
It's the rotation where Savannah will go middle. Jones is going to go back to the opposite.
Jasmine Hogan goes over to the left side.
What a bad call by the refs. Edison setter's back row. She crossed the plane in the net. Should be a back row setter call.
What is the exact rule? Because it's different in high school and club, right?
Did she touch it? I couldn't see.
No, it's the same. It's the same rule. Setter's back row. She crosses the plane in the net, which means her hand's over the net. Los Al hits it into her hand. It's almost like having a back row blocker.
Oh, so from the back row, you can't cross the plane.
You can't cross the plane. A lot of different rules in volleyball.
But if you're in the front row, you can cross the plane of the net.
You can cross the plane. That was a big point.
22-20. Wongarantes with the serve. Raina Walker. Get ready for Jones. That brings the crowd to life, to say the least.
Sorry, Larry, I couldn't hear you. The crowd's too loud.
22-21. Griffins will crawl back into it. Walker once again hitting it into the into the teeth of the Los Al defense. Gets it to fall in front of Savannah Neiman, 23-21. Over to Crissy Jones. The big windup and the little dink.
I would probably be on my heels too if I saw.
Oh, for sure.
Crissy Jones coming at me.
I'd be up at Norwalk High School. I would be in this gym. She hits the ball way too hard. (23-22). Another exciting match here, Chris.
Yeah, this is the big one. You got to get game 2 if you're Los Al.
Ricasas with the serve. Dennison. They're going to go back set to Walker. A block.
The call is out.
Los Al thought the ball landed in bounds. The referee had probably the best angle in the court right there. He thought it was out. Out of bounds again. So Los Al finds itself in a hole.
That's when you need a perfect pass. You need the pass there instead of free balling it over to Edison and get a set. Maybe go to Jones. I saw Justine Wong saying it's coming to you. Got to get the pass there.
Almost in some ways too. I thought one of Los Al's best offense was their block.
Their block and
I mean, it's like they're getting a lot of points, or at least almost points. Edison was saving and covering a lot of balls.
9-2-1. This is a green ticket.
All right. Los Al finds itself in a hole. Do they have what it takes to come back? What answers did Dave Huber have? He and Mike Whitcomb are talking it over right now, trying to come up with a plan. Our plan is we're going to take a quick break right now.
This is a green ticket.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
That's what it should be, right?
Alrighty, we are back here, and a little bit of drama as we are between games, but Los Al found themselves in a position of they don't have any score sheets. All the score sheets were used up, and what happens in that situation, Chris?
Well, you kind of scramble and find some blank paper and just write it in.
And if you don't get it ready in time, is it? I know the Edison coaches are over here asking the refs, is it a point a minute?
Well, it's Trent Jackson told me this is Los Al's plan to kill momentum. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but it's kind of interesting that they don't have a score sheet.
Having conversations with some of the Edison coaches. One of them you know very well, right?
The assistant coach, Trent, has done a great job with his coaching staff. He hired a former head coach of Golden West College, former head coach of UCI men's team. So he's got a pretty good staff.
Mike D'Alessandro.
Mike D'Alessandro, my former coach.
Your former coach at Golden West College?
Golden West College, and as a club player in high school.
Oh, at Surf City?
Just got word they're whiting out an old sheet and gonna just use an old one.
Makes it hard to write on it.
It does. Hopefully it dries in time.
I know. Well, they're out there. I think I saw athletic captain Chris Vlasic running. Maybe he ran to the athletic office to see if there's any score sheets in there.
Start game 3.
What else could go wrong for Los Al?
I don't know. Can't get much worse. It's got to get better.
They actually haven't played that bad. Their passing hasn't been great.
Just passing. Just the simple things.
All right. Griffins open the game with the serve. Not much of a delay there. Justine Wong-Arantes.
Net violation.
I was trying to see the number. I couldn't quite tell. It looked like it said someone with 2, but I didn't see it. Was it 17? 5 and 2? Crissy Jones. Kind of like rushed that one. Wasn't quite set.
Looked like her body was in front of the ball. Usually when that happens, it goes deep.
David Lespear trying to make it 3-0 for Los Alamitos. Justine keeps it alive. Courtney Crosby doesn't hit the easy free ball. Raina Walker. There's Maddie May. Whoa, great play by Dennison. Yes!
Go to the middle.
Great play by Edison to keep it alive. Just as good a play from Los Alamitos.
Broken plays like that, you always go to the middle. Always. Usually there's no block, no one's ready on defense.
Back set to Raina Walker. Wong-Arantes keeps it alive. Set from Crissy. Maddie May, overpass. Raina Walker got her. Fortunate for Los Al, she got her hands caught in the net.
Net violation Chargers. Annie Hill serving.
Maddie May got a little action in that one. Trying to jump, not get herself set. Hit long, but Walker was in the net. So it's 2-2. Griffins got their hands full. They're going to have to win 3 straight if they want to win this match. A little too anxious again, Savannah Neiman. Thought the ball was between her and the net, but I didn't have a great angle. I blocked by the post here.
Looks like there was a net.
Carly Kaplan drops it in front. The Chargers just keep coming at you.
Off speed, hard driven balls.
But their defense has been keeping them.
Their passing is just, that's the key right there. Edison's passing and Los Al's lack of.
Smart play by Johnson there. Oh, good block. Savannah Neiman, Crissy Johnson. Crissy Jones.
Crissy Jones, Savannah Neiman with the block. Crissy Jones serving.
That's a big wall to get over, okay, for the first time today. Sydney Bama, the sophomore middle blocker, checks into the game. Playing this game and plays with Ella Johnson.
She's actually swinging on the right side.
So Los Al has all 3 middle blockers in the game right now, playing in different positions. 3 of the 4 middle blockers. Jones from the back row. Overpass. Five-4.
Brooke Donnelly serving.
Bama.
Guess you really don't know who's going to swing in the middle, who's going to swing on the outside.
Oh, so I'm not the only one that's confused.
No, it's trying to scout this team. Los Al, it would be a tough task.
Similar situation to a couple years ago. Los Alamitos, when Rihanna Shellhouse got hurt, they lost Jane Croson, and Dave had to make some adjustments and put Ali Amaro in a position where she's the middle blocker sometimes, she's the outside hitter sometimes. The opposite. Played back row.
Los Al's very fortunate. They have a ton of options they can throw at you.
But all those options, they still find themselves down 2-0 right now. And down 7-6 here in game 3. Riley Hunt. Back to Bama. Bama cross.
What enough.
Smoody, Arantes, Crosby. Annie Hale keeps it alive. Courtney Crosby into the bench, but it's out of bounds off Los Alamitos. Point for Edison. Carly Kaplan to Smoody. With authority. Katie Letspier with the block on Bama. No chance for Wong Arantes to cover that. 9-6. Edison will not go away every time Los Al looks like they're getting close. Edison opens up a short, small lead again.
Edison defense is all over the place.
They do not give up on any ball.
All 6 of them are running, following, chasing. You could see the frustration on the side of Los Al.
Trying a little too hard to do things.
And then even more frustration when Edison runs everything down.
If they can get their pass, I mean, Edison has a tough time with that because she just gets so high over everybody. If Justine can get the right pass and have a chance to get a good set. Might have been out of bounds. Out of bounds, 10-9. Los Alamitos back to within a point. Justine Wangarantes, the senior setter, 4-year starter at Los Alamitos. Getting to the serve. The block kept alive by Edison. Good patience there by Lespierre. Played it well off the net. Oh, no, that was in the Edison line judge called it out, but that was
in by 2 feet.
That was in by 2, yeah, I was going to say that. Maybe it hit so fast she was still playing the bounce. Didn't realize it hit.
Closing her eyes when she hit. I would too.
So Los Alamitos has tied it up. Trent Jackson calls timeout, trying to stem the momentum for the Griffins. He's got this team well coached. They are playing a very, very intelligent game.
Seem like they're just hard workers. There's no one who looks like an athletic sub like your Crissy Jones. They're all over the place. They work hard.
And they talk. They're all talking at them on the court. I'm sure they had one or two, but I can't recall any balls falling out of confusion off the top of my head. They're all talking. Setter Whitney Hurst has been running down everything. She's given 150%. I know it's mathematically impossible, but 10-10. Los Al looking to take probably its first lead since the first game. Doing what she did a lot of in the first game. Point off the block.
Los Al keeps this going. We could be in for a very long night.
I know it's not officially a point off the block. What would you call that? Just a kill?
A kill.
Los Alamitos, a 2-point lead. They scored the last 4. Wangarantes with a serve. Hurst. Annie Hale. Blasting it.
She is back after not playing much in game 2. That's what they need, the spark. Looks like she's providing it.
Got the crowd back in this game. 13-10. Lespierre. Dennison. Back to Lespierre. She tries to dink it. A little push and it just falls in there. (13-11). Katie Lespierre just had the point. Now has the serve. Good athletic move there by Savannah Neiman. Set was a little low.
A little low, she adjusted, put it in play, and got the kill.
Bree Costas, the senior defensive specialist, comes in to serve. Edison players want a touch. The referees are not obliging in this case. Good block by Maddie May and Savannah Neiman. Raina Walker could not get it through that time.
Could see Los Al. The momentum's changing right now.
16-11. Griffins' biggest lead since the first game. Maddie May into the net there.
Allie Lester back to serve.
Savannah Neiman with a quick set. Haven't seen a lot of those quick sets tonight.
Tough to block if you're Edison. You have Jones hitting a 5, and then you have the 3 set going, which is a quicker tempo set.
Sydney Bayman checks back in. Have a lift against Dennison. Taylor Dennison. Edison is down 18-12. Jones with the serve, LeSpear. Carly Kaplan. Neiman keeps it away. Keeps it away, yes, keeps it alive.
What a block. Oh, what a
Maddie
block.
May has the kill, but she again touches the net. Savannah Neiman keeps that one alive. Casas, good play. Longarantes over to Maddie May. Finds the gap.
Maddie May with the kill. Christine Sweeney. Serving.
Carly Kaplan. May. Bodies flying all over the court, but the ball drops. Griffins get the point. And Trent Jackson wants a timeout.
Timeout called by the Chargers. A Charger timeout.
It'll be tough for them to come back. Down 7 points.
Very, very tough these days. Do they still have the they have the side out rule when you played, right?
Side out rule where a match could last an hour. I think we played one match that was 4.5 hours.
A long time to be playing volleyball.
Long time.
And if you're a parent, it's a long time to watch volleyball. So your parents over there watching the game, holding their grandkids. This Michael's first volleyball game?
Second volleyball game.
Okay. Taylor Dennison. Courtney Crosby keeps it alive. And Casas.
What a quick hit.
Kaplan through the block. Edison with the point, 20-14. Kaplan again.
She hits the ball so quick out of the setter's hands. Los Al blockers have no time to react.
And she's getting a great set to do that.
You need a great pass and a great set.
Yeah.
Here comes Edison.
3 points in a row. 20-16. That's good. Maddie May with the kill. Got a touch on it, but it goes to the floor. 21-16 is the score. Big point for the Griffins right there. Can Riley Hunt add another one here? Kaylee Spear in the front row. Over to Annie Hale. Justine. Thought she saw an opening. LeSpear takes something off of it again. Edison point, 21-17. Sydney Bama, the sophomore. Soft touch, and it drops. 22-17, big point right there for Los Alamitos. Looks like Whitney Hurst a little tired right there.
Yeah, she's really been all over the place tonight.
Kayla Spear comes out. Shakvia Clark goes in. Back row for Edison. 23-17. Long, good smart play there. Saw everybody was up front in coverage on the hit, and she quickly went deep.
She is so smart.
That one almost dropped. (24-18). They're gonna have to outscore him 8-0 to win this match. Tough call.
Chargers lead 2-1 in the best of 5.
Well, the Griffins got a lead, but Edison didn't want to forfeit them the game, that's for sure.
I think it was that score sheet. Beginning of the game.
It's the white score sheet.
Like Trent Jackson said, killing momentum.
Well, if it was, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. As you can see, the Griffin fans are certainly in this again.
Give it up for Jody Castro.
All right, on that note, I want to thank all of our sponsors, obviously Randy Hill, Mark Cole, CI Solutions, and we're going to take a break. We're going to see some other people after I've been driving the director crazy with these quick cues. So we'll be back in just a minute. Game 4.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe.
Nice.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
If I could reach the stars, oh, I sun down for you. Shine it on your heart so you could see the truth, that I could change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. If I could, I'd change the world. If I could, I'd change the world.
I want my money back. This
All right, we are back for Game 4. Los Alamitos was on the throes of being swept, on the verge of being swept. Came back to win that game, Chris. What do they got to do this one?
Passing, ball control. That's the theme of this match, it seems like.
And the other theme is Feed Johnson, Feed Jones, Feed Jones, Feed Jones. I don't know why I want to say Johnson tonight. The heat has gotten to me, man.
Can't hear anything with this crowd. Can't believe we had a choreographed routine over there earlier.
It is tough to hear. Look at Edison diving for everything. They still they got a hand on that ball.
This is Los Al's got the momentum. They've got to take advantage right here.
Los Al 2-0 lead. Edison knows that they don't want to go to a fifth game. Savannah Neiman. Almost a push on that one.
As long as she keeps the ball in front of her and pushes it straight.
That's the rule?
That's the rule.
That one never went over the net. And it's called. Los Al up 4-0. Gator Spear tries a soft one. Boom! Crissy Jones.
She's pretty good, isn't she?
I think Dave will keep her.
At least another year.
She's obviously not a natural outside, but boy, can she bring it from that position. Not an outside, I know it's the left, it's the opposite.
The right side. I was going to correct you, but...
Even you're getting tired of correcting me. You only do it so many times before it gets old.
Chargers.
6-1. Los Al wants to keep up the pressure. Katie Spear and Edison want to stop it right here. Justine over to Crissy. Off the roof, off the ceiling. Point Los Al.
I would hate to run over to that crowd and try and get a ball.
The intimidation factor. Well, that's one of the things here in the revised gym. Those bleachers are about maybe 2 feet away from where they used to be, off the court. Crissy Johnson with the back set over the net. Crissy Johnson, Crissy Jones. Slap me, Chris, slap me.
I'm just letting you go, Larry. Just letting you go.
I keep doing this, I'm going to demand she change her name. Oh, Savannah Neiman, yes.
A Charger timeout.
9-1. Crowd is getting into it. The ringleader, Joey Castro, there in front in the red shirt.
How would you like to be the opposing team running into a bunch of faces like that? Tough to pass the ball.
Tough to pass the ball, that's for sure. And that's why they're there. They were good crowds. I mean, 2002, and then they got to be pretty good crowds in the 04 because obviously they're winning the championships. Probably about the time that game, last game with Wilson, that was a really good crowd for here. And I remember both sides of the bleachers are pulled out there. We broadcast that. And since then, it's going to the volleyball game has become the social thing to do at Los Al. They have Facebook pages, events. Everybody knows. They decide what colors they're wearing.
Put on Twitter.
They do it on Twitter too. Crissy Jones, no. Kept alive by Edison. Free ball across. A little long, aiming for the corner.
It's a little faster tempo set.
With quick hit. Carly Wester with the dive. Allie Wester, excuse me. 10-2. But there we have the pass from Jones. Nice pass, good ups on it, enabling Wangarantis to do the quick set. Double hit. I didn't see what she did that time. Just got a little spin on it more than she did.
A little spin, contacted it. Left the right hand a little bit too late.
11-2. Jones with the dive, kept it alive. Kind of a strange hit on the part of Kaplan there. I thought she may have hit a little twice. But what do I know? I can't even get Jones's name right most of the time. So
Jones, Johnson.
Casas, Wangarantis, Maddie May. Taylor Dennison. 11-4 is our score. Brooke Donnelly serving for Edison. A little deep.
Waiting to see Edison drop their heads, but they're still fighting over there. Down by 8 points, and they still look like they're going to come back and win this.
They got swept by Newport Harbor in their opener. You wouldn't know it by the way they're playing today. Kaplan. Maddie May into the net. That's a tough angle. Set coming from the back. Allie Wester. Sydney Bama, undaunted. Don't get it the first time.
Goal line the first time, doesn't work. Triangle.
Riley Hunt back to serve for the Griffins.
Smart play there by Sydney Bama, the sophomore. Sophomore middle blocker, outside hitter. Riley Hunt with the ace. Momentum is now all in the Griffins' favor. Deep. Over to Annie Hale. The block is out of bounds. Point Los Alamitos, 15-5. Trent Jackson gets Raina Walker back into the contest in the back row.
Trent's trying to slow down the game, trying to slow the momentum.
Maybe get an attack out of the back row, something. Dennison with the point off the net, stayed in bounds.
Carly Kaplan serving.
Carly Kaplan now with the serve. 15-6 Los Alamitos. They're trying to even up at 2 games each. Dennison. Randall Walker.
Annie Hall.
Annie Hale right
Hale.
there.
Man, you're contagious.
You haven't even known what's going to happen to your brain after being around me. You haven't even begun to experience the depths to which you'll fall. Courtney Crosby. Crissy Jones.
That is a big time block. That's a Division I block right there.
I don't know what Whitney Hurst was thinking on that one. Crissy was all over that. Griffin crowd is definitely in this big time right now. Kept her alive. Justine Wong-Arantes, what a smart play.
We love those beach players. They have a feel for the game, they know the open spots, and they just put the ball there.
Griffins are having fun right now. A little different than it was an hour ago. Trent Jackson with the timeout. I don't know what plays you pull out of your pocket right now when you're down 20-6.
Well, you just got to hope that you have a little momentum going into Game 5, because that's where it looks like we're headed.
If you want to check out any photos from tonight's game, log on to sporttalk.com.
Yeah, but the adrenaline from being up, being totally into it, having that chance of winning and putting them away going into Game 3, you drop and now you're obviously the momentum has swung to Los Al's side. It's tough to get it back.
It's girls volleyball. Look for any advantage you can get. Someone dropping their head, that's who you want to serve.
(20-6). Courtney Crosby getting ready to try and extend the lead for Los Al-Edison. A little confusion there. This is going to Jones. No, to Annie Hale. The Los Al-Edison players have got the Edison players now just thinking.
It's weird how momentum can affect ball control. It looks like Los Al's the better passing team right now.
(21-7). Whitney Hurst. Moody.
A smart play.
Justine serving.
It's not fair that somebody can have that good of touch and still be able to hit it as hard as she can and get up as high as she can. Annie Hale.
Annie Hale with the kill. Justine serving.
Danny Hell looks like a different player from game 1 to right now. Just firing on all cylinders.
Savannah Neiman wanted the touch. Doesn't get it. Point goes to Edison, 23-8. We're in game 4. Bump set to Crissy Jones.
Green passes back to serve.
Taylor Dennison. Set. Maddie May for the win. And the Griffins have climbed right back into it. They are now tied 2-2.
This 5th game is tough. Any small mistake could be the biggest difference because you only played a 15.
We are tied up 2-2. Game 5.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back. Game 5, Sunset League. Volleyball. Los Alamitos and Edison on the LATV Game of the Week.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
All right, we are back here at the Los Alamitos High School Gymnasium. The fans are on their feet in the student section, trying to get into the server's head. And that's number 25, Carrie Doran. We are tied 2-2. This is first team to 15. Got to win by 2 points, though.
Crissy Jones.
Griffins go right back to what's worked for him in the last 2 games. They go to Crissy Jones.
Got to keep going to her.
1-0 Los Alamitos. It has been. It's almost two completely different matches. Los Alamitos frustrated in those first 2 as Edison was getting to every single ball. 2-0 right now. Wong-Arantes with the serve. Overpass. Back to Crissy Jones, who hammers it down.
Crissy Jones.
Is this the first time you've seen her play?
Second time.
Second time?
Second time, and both times I've been impressed.
Justine Wong-Arantes serving.
If you're Edison, you got to believe that they're going to Jones and you should always have 2 blockers up.
What's amazing to me is how much power she gets on the ball, and she doesn't really move her arm a lot. It's just such whip on the arm.
What an up.
Jones with a block. Savannah Neiman pushes it down. 4-0 Los Alamitos. They've jumped out, have control of this match right now. Good game.
Savannah Neiman
Soft serve by Justine Wangarantes. Might have been out of bounds. Trent Jackson calls timeout. His Chargers are in a tight spot right now.
How's your heart doing, Larry? I understand you're turning 60 soon.
Yeah.
High impact intensity right now.
It is. But you know, I figure you yourself will be quite happy to be in the shape that I'm in when you're turning close to 60.
Must be that McDonald's diet you're on.
It is. It's a high protein McDonald's diet. Griffin cheer. Always aimed at getting into the other team's heads. I've actually seen them get applause from the opposing team's parents when they do that.
It's well choreographed.
Annie Hale off the block. Trent Jackson doesn't like something. He's talking about crossing the net, the plane of the net or something.
I think he doesn't like being down 6-0 in Game 5.
I think you're very right about that. Edison keeps it alive. Los Alamitos 7-0. Soft serve again. That's a tough one for Katie LeSpear. So close to the net, and she had no chance. 8-0. Griffins halfway. Raina Walker back into the match for Edison. Crissy Jones gives the ref a look. Ooh. I don't think so on that one. He, of course, wins the argument.
Well, you're up 8-1.
With the tip, Jones.
He made up for it.
9-1. Griffins in total control at this point. It would be a miracle and a major collapse if they don't win this one. Walker with the set. Nine 2. Courtney Crosby. Outside of the antenna. (10-2). Jones in the back. Bama's in the game. Trent Jackson, not sure of that. What do you think the call was there, Chris?
Under on the setter. Setter went under the mid.
So how far under? Because I see the setters with the foot on the line. The whole foot over or what?
It has to be the entire foot over the line.
Jones pancakes it. Justine Wangarantes. What a smart play. That's just great court sense. Awareness of where your opponents are.
She has so much experience on the beach, indoor. She just knows where the other teams are.
Got good volleyball genes.
Yeah, mom and dad, both volleyball players and referees.
Her mom, Wendy, did her mom, Wendy, play college ball?
I believe so.
You, of course, and you're having now, been a coach for 10, 11 years? You've seen them many times at your game?
Seen them as refs, seen them as coaches.
Yelled at them a lot?
Remember Justine when she was 10 years old.
10 years old? I think she was nationally qualified on the beach. She was like one of the youngest players to earn a national rating on the beach. She had been a beach teammate of Crissy Jones at times. That's one of the first signs of confusion I've seen on the Griffins' part in the last hour.
Yeah.
Sydney Bama.
Christine Smoody back to serve.
Christine Smoody. The passing just hasn't been as sharp, obviously, for Edison in the last game or two. They're not getting the sets that are right there by the net that they were earlier.
Looks like they're dropping their heads a little.
Their heads down, and the Los Al fans are not making them feel any better at this moment. That does it. Big comeback, Los Alamitos. One of the better wins I've seen on this court in league play.
It's like they won a championship.
Edison's gotten them here at home a couple times now, the last couple of years.
Edison has a tradition of being good all-around volleyball players that never give up.
All right. Los Alamitos comes back on the day that they had the ribbon cutting for the refurbished Los Alamitos Gymnasium. They turned what could have been a dour afternoon into a very good evening. They're getting ready to go run over there and through the tunnel. Oh, where's our tunnel shot?
Is this tunnel new?
Tunnelville, like AYSO all over again.
Oh,
there they go. They're in there somewhere. They're going to be coming out. There they go. They started this about 3 years ago for one of the CIF games. They've been doing it ever since. Okay, when we come back, we're going to take time, have a little interview. Figure out, see which one of the players is willing to talk, hasn't screamed out her voice. We'll be right back in just a second. We'll wrap up.
Quit playing around and clean out the garage.
Quit playing around, huh? I'll show her. Let's go, Joe.
Clean out your garage and sell Play It Again Sports, your gently used sports and fitness gear.
I am the port in the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
Roger that, everything.
defenders of the homeland. We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
Heed your country's call. Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve, the shield of freedom.
Winston, just one more inning, Grandma.
Ever notice how many things today kids can do without actually moving? A whole lot of things their parents used to do the hard way. So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part, which makes exercise even more important for children. In fact, new research tells us the best time to enhance bone development is during childhood and adolescence. And just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Healthy bones come from healthy habits. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
For more advice on how kids can build strong bones, visit AAOS.org. A public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
All right, welcome back to the Los Alamitos Gymnasium, where the Griffins have come back after being down 2-0 to win 3-2 over Edison. Dave Huber, kind of a exciting game. Not too exciting for you those first 2 games.
A little hectic, but we figured it out when we needed to. The energy, you could tell the difference between the first 2 and the last 3 games was night and day as far as the effort and the discipline and the energy out there.
At one point, you had a lineup that had 3 middle blockers in it, but they weren't all playing the middle, so.
We had to get creative and move some things around, but that, like we said, it was just the energy that was the key. So, we have a lot of girls that we're comfortable in. We played 14 different kids in that match, and they all had to make a play at some point. So just do what you have to do and see if the girls go hard.
One of the answers was you kept going to Crissy Jones here on the outside. I don't know, what was her final thing for kills?
Crissy had 20 kills, and, we haven't practiced it. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. If we have to, this is what we're going to do. And, she was able to adjust there at the end, so it was big.
All right, Crissy, you found yourself down 2-0. The crowd never let you guys out of the game. One thing, you guys came back. What were you thinking going to that game 3?
Going into that game 3, in my mind, I was thinking we're not going to get swept. We've been here before. We can come back and win, and it was just going to be a fight to the finish.
How'd you like it being on the outside there, being on the opposite side?
It's different. It's unexpected, I think, and it's really fun. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I can tell you're having a lot of fun because the attitude of the team changed a lot going from game 3 into game 4. Over here, Justine Wong-Arantes. Chris, I'm going to let you ask Justine a question.
Justine, I remember when you were like 10 years old, and you've come a long way. What do you think the big turning point was in game 3 going into it?
I think that after being down 2-0, we came out with a lot of fire and intensity and energy. In the 3rd game, I came out and told the girls that we have to bring this in order to win, and that's what we did.
What's the big difference between this year's team and last year's team?
I think we have a lot of players this year that are still trying to learn the game, and we're still getting there and still developing. So as long as we practice hard and do the things that Dave tells us to do, I think we'll be fine.
Well, congratulations. Here's Larry again.
All right, so the Griffins go to 2-0 in the league. What are you, 20-6, 20-3 right now? 20-3. Not a bad record for a rebuilding year in some ways.
Not bad. We're having success. It's just been different. So we found a way to get it done. It's awesome.
All right, so we'll be back with more action later in the year. We have football and another volleyball game, hopefully. And so we'll see you then. But this is Larry Strother with Chris Comer. Los Al Griffins, thank you guys for a great game. Made it more exciting on the heart than it should have been. But thanks again. Los Al TV Game of the Week, where the Griffins have just beaten Edison 3-2.